with the 2004 Yamaha R6. Today we're going to be fixing a coolant leak. You can use this video to apply a general concept of replacing the water pump or replacing the shaft seal inside the water pump to fix your coolant leak issue. So this can be helpful for anyone. Obviously the location of the various bolts and parts will be different based on what make and model and year, but you can still apply the same concept and figure it out if you can't find any other videos showing you how to fix a coolant leak or replace a water pump on your street motorcycle. If you can see, it's leaking out of the water pump. This here is your water pump, and the coolant is leaking, which is not water obviously, because I'm not gonna just keep putting coolant in there, but it's leaking out there. There's a peephole in there that it's just kind of coming out of, and it's hitting the fairing and then dripping down right there. So that is the coolant leak that we want to fix. There's two things you can do. There is a shaft seal inside the water pump. If you disassemble your water pump, order a shaft seal, and then you can just replace that and put your new shaft seal in your old water pump, and then just reassemble it, reconnect it to the bike, and you can fix that leak out of that little peephole down there that I showed you earlier. What I'm going to do today is just replace the water pump altogether, because the part, when I called the dealership, costs like $35. I ordered a water pump off of the R6 forum for less than that. I paid them like $20. In order to replace the water pump, again, this here is your water pump that pumps the coolant into the engine. All you need to do is just remove this fairing. You have your 4 fairing bolts there. Some of you might have an additional one up here. I do not right now. Then you'll have a 5th bolt right here, and then another bolt right here, and you can take off this fairing. Okay, now we want to get the water pump out. In order to do that, all we're going to need to do is undo this bolt, this one here as well, and then that 3rd one inside, the top 3 right there. We need to undo those, and then we need to take this hose off right here. We need to get this hose off right here, and we also need to get this bottom hose off as well. Okay, so that's what we're going to do next to get the water pump off. Okay, here's what I'm using to take off the water pump, those bolts I told you about. This is the socket that I'm using for that here. It is a size 5/16, and to do these, I already loosened them. I just used a bigger hexagon. For the 2 side bolts, this one and that one in there, I just used a size bigger hexagon bit there. Again, if you have a big enough Allen key, you can stick an Allen key in there. And that's how I got those loose. Those are the tools that I needed for that. Again, that's a 5/16. And actually work out the water pump. There you go. So you take those 3 bolts out, and you can get it loose here, and then you can work on your hoses, your 3 different hoses that I showed you earlier. I'm gonna get those 3 off. You just need a little tiny Phillips head bit. Okay, that's what I'm using here. To get that, you need to loosen the clamps, and all you do is just turn That Phillips bit, loosen it up enough to where you can just slide the hose off. Same thing with this one down here. Loosen it up enough so you can slide the hose off. And for this one here, it's just clamped. So you just kind of squeeze the clamp to loosen it and then pull it off. But we got our water pump out, and now we're just going to put our new water pump in. We're just going to work backwards and put the new water pump in. Connect your hoses like so. Squeeze them back in there. Tighten your clamps with your screwdriver. Phillips head, small one. Do the top hose, which is just a squeeze clamp. So just squeeze it so you can get that hose in there, and then unsqueeze it, and it'll clamp. And then after that, when the hoses are connected, we will put our 3 bolts back in. Put those back in, and then you have installed your replacement water pump. You guys know how to screw stuff on, but it doesn't make the video more credible when you can actually see it happening in action. So I'm doing these as tight as I can with my one hand, which is pretty freaking tight because I can bench like 300 pounds, 300 club bench press. Alright guys, so the water pump's on, and we're going to test our leak. And in case you don't know, the coolant goes into your radiator. So if you have a coolant leak, where you put it in is your radiator. So this is your radiator. You actually put it in for the R6, for the 04, R6, 03, 04, and 05, where you can see that hole's open. I've already undone the cap. It's just simple. You just twist it, just rotate it, and rotate it to where it's open to where you can unclamp it. And so your coolant you're going to pour in there, just in case you didn't know. You can go ahead and fill it up. Right now I just filled it up, and you can see there's no leak here, which is where the leak was coming from before. So we're going to turn the bike on and see that that leak is now fixed, because we have a new water pump in there with a shaft seal that is functioning as it should. Obviously there's dripping going on around the bike. It's sprinkling, so as the wetness builds up, whatever, it's going to drip in various different areas. But you can see that it's not dripping from underneath at all where it was before. That's what you could see while the bike was running. That's what I was saying. So our leak is fixed. Obviously you would put coolant back in there. I did water to test it. To drain the water, if you undo this one, the one that we didn't touch before, that will drain your water out. For those of you not interested in replacing the entire water pump, but instead you want to replace that shaft seal that I was telling you about, I know one water pump I saw for a Gixxer, there was like this was a socket right here that you could undo it from here. But this one is not like that. The way this one is you see that little clamp right there? You have to take that clamp off, and that'll allow you to pull it right out. The whole thing will just pull right out. So I don't have anything to take this clamp off, so I can't exactly show you, but just for those of you looking to replace the shaft seal, and if you have a water pump that's designed like this, that's how you would take this out. That's how you would take this off, pull it out, and your shaft seal will be in there. It's just a little circular rubber piece. You get the part, you stick it in there, get it back in there nice and tight, and that'll fix your leak.